Welcome, y'all, to the 14th episode of Jeremiah the Podcast. I am Jeremiah Alford, and as always, y'all are one beautiful audience, and thank you so much for your continual support of the podcast through liking, sharing, downloading, and talking about this podcast to all your friends and family and on all the social medias. You're awesome, and your continued support is leading to some really exciting things. So again, thank you so much, and I can't wait for the next things I'll be showing you over time. Today we have a wonderful episode with Jacob Wyatt of MASH Elite. Now, he is a 77 kilogram and 85 kilogram lifter, and we talk about his performance at Nationals, what he learned a lot about at Nationals, his upcoming performance at AO, his love for Harry Potter, and all the fun stuff that comes along with that. So, really great episode. Excited to meet with him. Wonderful lifter. If you're not already following on Instagram, go ahead and follow him now at Jacob_Wyatt91. Again, wonderful guy. Been in the game for a long time. One of the earliest MASH lifters that's still around. Was around with John North. Really cool stuff. So it's cool to see the growth and the impact that weightlifting has on an individual. And he is a wonderful example and wonderful, dare I say, role model for a lot of young lifters. So he's someone I looked up to when I first started lifting a little bit and got more into it and kind of started being more competitive. So I recommend this episode. It's really cool to talk with him, and I am sure you'll enjoy this episode as much as I did. So again, without any further ado, we have Jacob Wyatt, and away we go. And so yeah, what are you doing for prep for the American Open right now? Like, what's your biggest focus?
Man, honestly, just staying healthy.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I can actually get on stage and go after some lifts. But honestly, this meet it's really not a major competition. We're going down there just to hit some lifts and have fun.
Yeah, make up for Nationals a little bit, I'm sure.
Man, there ain't really any making up for Nationals.
Dude.
It kind of just happens,
Yeah.
It's just a meet.
It's part of the sport. It's just really how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, for most of us, we've had, me and Nathan are pretty much the bomb out specialists. We do a lot of not totaling, but that comes with the territory.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, I feel like at one point or another has had a bad meet. So
Yes, especially when you have such big goals and you put up such good numbers in training. That one small thing happens.
Well, that's what happens, man. We go in training and we lift really well, so we put big numbers on the board as a starter, and in hopes of finishing way ahead of what we wanted to.
Yeah.
When in reality, we probably should have cut it back a little bit, but whatever.
You're also competitors, so that
of
little
course.
side, yeah, you're hungry for every kilo.
Of course.
Yeah. And how long have you been competing with weightlifting?
I had my first meet in 2011.
Dude, okay. What got you into it? Did you have coaches or something like that? You were in high school, I'm guessing, at this point.
No, I'm actually much older than you think I am.
Oh, dude, really?
Yeah, I'm 26, but just turned 26. So.
Ooh, happy birthday? That close?
June 23rd.
Oh, okay. Summer birthday.
About 2 weeks, not too many.
So you always had the birthday that when during no one really celebrated it in school. Everyone's getting cupcakes or parties in school. You're right after.
Yeah, oh, man, yeah. Well, I was kind of happy about that because I didn't really like being called out in school that often.
Did you get called out for the bad things?
No, I just got in trouble a lot. I was that kid that just didn't really want to be there. So
yeah.
I just talked to my buddies the whole time and just joked around and goofed off. And so usually if I was getting called out for something, it was probably not good.
All the teachers would know your name, but for the bad reasons.
Oh, yeah. No, they already knew me. So my freshman year, they were like, oh, this is Jacob. And
watch out for him.
They didn't know anything about me yet because I just got there.
Oh, yeah.
By my sophomore year, all the teachers were like, yeah,
watch out for that kid.
Oh, boy, here we go.
You moved to a new high school in freshman year?
No, I moved from middle school to high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you had the reputation for middle school.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, I was young in middle school. That's just that's 13, 14 years old. So by the time I was 16, I started to kind of keel out a little bit.
Yeah.
I was kind of mellow.
Were you in the AP classes or
oh, God, no, man.
Okay.
Oh, God, no. No, I barely made it out of high school not AP classes.
Dude, yeah.
So.
I don't think that our system's set up for everybody. It's set up for a certain type of person.
Yeah.
Who follows the rules, who's not.
It was totally my fault. I'm much smarter than I gave myself credit for in school.
Yeah.
Because once I got to college, I did fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And so, high school, I just kind of, wanted to play sports, and
Yeah.
I wanted to go out with my friends and hang out and go to bonfires and be stupid. And so that's what I did, and I paid for it in the classroom.
Oh yeah.
I definitely did not, give myself a good starting point. So
You went to college?
I did.
Where did you go? Did you
Went to UNC Charlotte.
Oh, word. Okay, so stayed in the local area.
I did. Yeah, it was fun.
Dude, so a lot of your friends from high school went with you?
No.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, a couple of them went to Charlotte, and I caught up with them.
Yeah.
But there's so many schools in this area.
Yeah.
It just that people just went wherever they needed to go. If you went to community college, or you went to, there's Chapel Hill and Wake Forest and NC State. And,
Yes.
Oh, there's like 15 or 16 different schools, and that's not counting the guys that decided to go out of state.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, plus there's 8 major community colleges or something like that in the state.
Yeah.
So pretty much just go wherever you wanted to go, or wherever you could get into. In my case, and Charlotte had a not a low but a lower entrance standard. So out of high school I went to community college for a year.
Perfect. Probably saved you a lot of money too.
A little bit. Yeah. Not much, but a little bit.
Yeah. Were you starting weightlifting at that time, getting out of high school, or were you in high school when you started weightlifting?
Well, of course I did weightlifting.
Were you on the football team?
I was.
Gotcha. Cool.
I was. Yeah, I was. I played 4 years. And we did power cleans.
Yeah.
But, you've seen the videos and stuff. So we were kind of along the same lines as that.
Yeah.
And I actually wasn't that good at power cleans, which, oddly enough, I'm really not that good at cleans. And so it's kind of it kind of carried over. But I was always pretty fast, and I was able to move pretty well, and I was smaller.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Were you a
much
receiver?
I was actually, I played a little bit of slot. I played safety, and I returned kicks and punts.
Oh, dude. Was that something grew up in your family, like everybody played football?
No. Neither of my parents were athletes, with the exception of my dad.
Okay.
My dad was a saddle bronc and bull rider.
Oh, wow. That's a whole different sport there.
Way off kilter, yeah.
That's something we used to talk about in the South.
That's where the crazy side comes from.
Yeah, the
that's where
side.
that comes from. He was fearless, and so I think not all of it, but I picked up a little bit of that to be able to, lift weights. You got to be a little bit crazy.
Yeah, especially diving under some of those weights.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Sometimes you shouldn't do it.
That's the whole part of this crazy game.
It's all fun and games.
Did you ever see your dad actually go in the ring?
I did.
Or go in the rodeo?
I did.
Was that okay? Was it scary for you, or were you just so young that you're my dad's got this?
I was young. He retired when I was 6, I think.
Yeah.
And because it was just beating him up so bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, yeah.
But, at that age, you're just kind of my mom would tell me oh, there goes your daddy, go, and I would yeah.
Yeah, you just cheer because that's
I was
what you know
going,
supposed
that,
to.
and I was just I would run around with a lot of the kids mainly. I
Yeah.
hardly ever watched. When we went to the shows, we would have to travel, and so I would travel there and we would watch. But
Yeah.
it wasn't anything crazy. But I've seen old videos. I've seen old interviews and stuff that he did and stuff like that. And so it was really cool to see it when I got older, when I could appreciate what it was for.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, he
The guts it took.
it was cool. It was really cool. No, he's a hell of a guy.
Were you ever thinking about going down that path?
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
No.
You were crazy,
No.
but not that crazy.
No.
Yeah.
No. I have my limits. I can be crazy when I need to be, as far as lifting weights, or as far as playing sports, or whatever. But
Pushing the line a little bit, I'm sure. Yeah.
But it takes a special kind of person to stare a 2,000-pound animal in the face that's trying to kill you, and be you know what would be a good idea? I'm gonna get on this thing's back, and I'm gonna see if it can throw me off.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Wrangling
No.
a beast.
Yeah, no. I didn't do any of that. A lot of my buddies were into drag racing and stuff. I never got into that.
Even with your nice car?
Bro, no, that thing don't let it fool you, okay?
Okay,
It
yeah.
looks super fast, but it's a V6 and an automatic, and I bought it because it looked really cool.
And it'll make all the cool sounds when you're
It makes all the cool sounds, and it looks really good sitting still.
Yes.
So, but if anyone pulls up on me and tries to rev at me, I'm just gonna act like I can't see you.
Yeah.
And go about my day.
Yeah.
So,
I was I just know something's going to happen, and I can't afford the insurance.
Oh gosh, no, man, it can't go up, and I can't get another speeding ticket.
Yeah, being that we're just guys driving, we already automatically have the highest.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you register that car under your name, you're probably insane.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I got it, my dad was my mom had a Camaro, my uncle had a Camaro.
Okay. Good taste runs in the family.
My mom had 2 Camaros. My dad had he didn't have a Camaro, but he was a sports car guy. He had a Chevelle. Mm-hmm. He had a Charger, I think.
Yeah.
And he had a Nova.
Okay.
He had a Nova. And then my uncle Rusty had like 2 GT500 Mustangs. Yeah. He had like all this crazy stuff. My family's actually real big with Dodges.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually, my dad's side, my mom's side is Chevrolet fans all the way.
Gotcha.
And so, but you know, when the opportunity presented itself for me to get it, I got a good deal on it. My buddy worked at a car lot in Winston, and he gave me a really good deal on it, and so I was like, you know what, my car's broke down at this point, my old car, and it was not coming back, and so I was like, well, I can either keep walking to work or I can buy this car, and so I looked at my finances, and it was really, really hard, but I was able to get it. So,
what was your first car?
My first car was a 2001 Dodge Stratus.
Okay.
4 doors. I got it used when I was a sophomore in high school.
Dude.
And by the time I drove it all the way from my sophomore year of high school, so I was 16 until I was 25.
Dude.
Almost 10 years. It almost made it 10 years.
Wow.
It made it to my 25th birthday, and that was about it.
Oh, just puttering along at that point.
Oh, man, it was so bad. It was like, I wrecked it like twice. There was like dents in literally every side of it. Mm-hmm. I hit like 3 deers once with it. Like,
that's the commonest thing you'll see in the South is people, deer accidents.
They're everywhere. They jump out of nowhere. Like, I was driving down the road going home. I live literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I was driving home, and I was, of course, not paying attention. You know, it's just how it is. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I was just like, oh,
you're so tired.
I'm just ready to get home, you know, whatever. And I think I was driving home from work.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, this thing just like zooms out. I wasn't even going to try to swerve and miss it, so I just blasted this thing. And it was like under my car, and I was like...
Oh, it got underneath you?
Yeah, so I hit it and went over.
That's different. Okay.
Because it normally jumps up, right?
Yeah, they normally take the legs out.
This one, like, I think it went to like squat to go back.
Yeah.
And when it did, I just like blasted it.
Oh.
Which was, I like looked at it and I like called my dad and I said, Dad, I hit a deer with my car. He's like, you got some bungee cords with you? Yeah. I'm like, Dad, no, I'm not bringing the deer home. He's like,
yeah.
So it was a funny joke between me and him. He was wanting me to strap it to the back of my car.
Yeah, and take it home for dinner. Yeah,
so bring it home, man. We'll see what we can do with it. I'm like, we are not that redneck. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want
roadkill.
We don't want people thinking we're redneck. Like let's
keep it low key. Yeah.
Let's keep it at least to where people think we're civilized.
Yeah.
To a point. Like. But no, that was my first car, as a Dodge Stratus.
Yeah, so I had a friend of mine whose mom like hit a deer on the way to like a trunk or treat or a Halloween party thing.
Right.
And the deer like was able to run off the road or something like that. I don't know if it made it, but they ended up showing to a trunk or treat, and they're like, "Oh wow, you decorated the car, put blood all over the front." That's
good Lord.
Yeah, so like telling that to a bunch of little kids probably was a different experience.
Oh boy.
Are you also big under the hood too? Like you work on cars yourself? Being that you had a car like that, you probably had to learn a thing or two.
You know, I know a little bit. I know enough to get myself in trouble. My dad is a very good mechanic. I saved a lot of money on my old car when it would break down and stuff because my dad would kind of know what was going on with it, and so he would fix it. Yeah. And it got to the point where like one time I like blew the engine in my car, and he like found another one, like reconstructed it and put it in my car. Yeah.
No way.
It was nuts. Yeah. So we saved a lot of money on that. My dad has like a shop at his house.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say you have to have a lot of like.
He's got like a lift. He's got like a lift and all that good stuff. So.
Oh man, so yeah, it's kind of been the blood a little bit.
Yeah, it was a good time. Y'all, my brother's got a big truck. We'll go with him if we're gonna go in the mud. Especially that thing, I'm not taking anyway. No. When it snowed here earlier this year, I like left it at home.
You just hit it from the snow?
I literally just was like, you know what? This is going to happen, and I'm not going to move it. And so all my buddies were like, hey, man, you should try to get to the gym. Like, we're training right now. It's going to be great. They all live, like, right there.
Yeah.
They were, like, walking to the gym. And I was like, if you guys come and get me. They were like, hell no, you live, like, 30 minutes away when you're going out there. Just bring your car. I'm like, no.
Dude,
you don't want that.
Not when we don't take care of any of the roads.
Rear wheel drive.
Yeah.
Expensive car. Expensive insurance. No.
Super light compared to
Super
something?
light, no.
Yeah.
Just no. Just no.
Yeah, I took that car, the Mustang, up to Biltmore when it was like snowing. Have you ever been to the Biltmore?
Yes, I have.
And there's like this steep driveway to go up. Oh man, we got stuck and we had to get someone
So
to push us.
bad,
It
man.
was embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing, and that's why like I didn't even move. I missed like 3 days of training.
Yeah.
Because it snowed like a lot.
Yeah.
Well, for us, a lot.
Yes.
You know, a couple of weeks after that, I took a trip to Pennsylvania, and it snowed like 3 feet or some nonsense.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't 3 feet. That was probably an exaggeration.
But it's just always
It
snowing.
was so much snow. And
Yeah.
so, and we were trying to like get to the gym, and it was just not.
Did you take that car to Pennsylvania?
Oh God, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, no. No, I flew that time. I have
okay.
taken it to. I did take it once to PA, and it was actually not that bad. I did get a speeding ticket, but it wasn't that bad. Yeah, I'm really bad when it comes to getting speeding tickets. I'll speed just enough to get in trouble.
Yeah, because I think it's like an 8 mile.
Yeah, I was running like 12 over.
Yeah, and that's
but
what
I
will
was
get you.
like, I didn't know that it had dropped from like a 55 to a 45, and I'm running like 60.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh,
They got
I'm sure you're taking back roads instead of the interstate. Because of what you're saying.
Yeah, I was on a back road at this point. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was in Virginia. I was coming off of the back roads, getting to the main interstate line to get up north.
Yeah.
And no, it wasn't gonna happen. He got me, and I literally tried to get out of it. It wasn't gonna happen.
No, we don't. We're not as cute as some of these girls.
They
that
were
can
like,
get out of it.
"Oh man, you got North Carolina license plate. We're gonna get you for that one, boss." I was like, "Whatever."
What are we doing up in Pennsylvania?
Plead the fifth on that one.
Okay, gotcha.
Plead the fifth.
Gotcha. Are you driving down to Miami?
God, no. I've done that one time when Travis, one of our buddies, Sam Holmes, Hayden Bowe, who is now the founder, along with Stephanie Cohen, of Hybrid Performance Method.
No way. That's awesome.
Hayden Bowe was with us.
Oh yeah, I've seen him on Instagram.
And the girl he was dating at the time, Adi,
Yeah.
who is the founder of Working Against Gravity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was us, and then Dylan Cooper and Chuck Hendo, who used to be a guy that trained here.
Okay.
Shout out to Chuck Hendo. We were all packed into this minivan.
Yeah.
And Travis rented a minivan. It was so funny. It was like an old ass minivan. We drove down to Miami for the Miami Classic in 2014.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, we drove down. It was a fun drive just because of the people that were there, but I would never do that again.
You're stiff and cramped.
It was so bad. Yeah, we would, and Dylan is not a small guy. Hayden is not a small guy.
Yeah.
Chuck was not a small guy. Sam and Trav are not small guys. Adi is pretty tiny.
Yeah.
And then at the time, I was the biggest that I've ever been. I was 83.5 kilos or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was getting up there, and so we were all just slammed in the back of this minivan, and we were arguing over who was going to sit in the
middle
floorboard of the middle aisle so we could stretch for a little bit. Oh God, it was bad.
I feel like you lost a lot of that being that you were probably the smallest.
Yeah, I was always pushed into the corner.
The same,
Yeah, they were bullying me. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. They were bullying me. No.
Teaching the ropes.
No. They were super cool. Those guys are all really, really awesome.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we went down there for that. But no, this time I'm flying out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, apparently the flights are not too bad.
Not
under
too
100
bad.
from
No, I got my flight for 200, but it's a
Yeah.
one way from Greensboro to Miami, and then after the meet, I'm going to see my mom in Pensacola
word.
Beach. She lives
Nice.
up in the Panhandle, so I'm going to fly from Miami to Pensacola for a week, just to kind of wind down a little bit before we get into. Then I'll train. Well, I'm going to train, but not super hard.
Yeah.
And then we got to turn right around in 4 more weeks after Miami and go to Grand Rapids for AO3.
Oh, okay. You're competing at all the AOs?
I'm competing at this one.
Yeah.
And I'm considering competing at AO3.
Are you just trying to get a medal at every single one? Are you going to go as 94?
No.
That one? You're going to move up even
No.
more?
This meet is for to hit some lifts because of what happened at Nationals.
Yeah.
We want to
Redeem.
put something on the board. Let's get the groove back, because you don't want the next meet you do to be the next major competition in
Yes.
AO3. But no, I'm going to go 85s for AO2. I'll probably, if I do AO3, I'll probably do 85 again.
Gotcha.
And then I'll cut down, maybe, depending on what Trav wants. We'll either cut to 77 for AO final, or we'll stay 85 and see what we can do.
Is Travis your main coach, or is it Don, or is
Well, Travis is like the overseer of the gym.
Yeah.
So Travis is the business head. Mm-hmm. He is the face of the company. He runs the show as far as finances, as far as pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Travel and all that good stuff. He handles all of that himself, which I find to be awesome. I mean, we don't have to worry about hardly anything except coming to training and working. He does program for some of the athletes. He doesn't do my programming.
Okay.
I follow Don's program.
Gotcha.
Just because, I followed Trav's program for so long that, I wanted a new.
You guys switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. And I had a lot of success leading up to the Arnold.
Yeah.
With Don's program with the lifts. And if you know, like my lifting background, my squats are always high. I always have I have really strong legs, and that's never the issue. I don't get pinned by cleans. I can pull anything and squat it. And so, that's not the thing that was wrong. The thing that was wrong with my lifts was just the technical aspects of everything, because from the very beginning, we just get as strong as possible. Yeah. And I'm not saying we neglected technical stuff. I'm just saying that Don's has some cues and some stuff that really clicked with me right out of the gate, and it made things a lot easier.
Yes.
So I follow Don's programming, but I do take Travis's opinion into everything, of course. When we're at major competitions, they're both in the back with me. I love having Trav back there just because he's the face that runs the place, and he's been with me for so long that, I've been with him for so long that to not have him around would feel really awkward and weird.
Yeah.
But Don, with the cues and with just his ability to keep you calm and keep your head on straight was always my biggest downfall in meets, because I would just get so hyped up and go crazy, and by the time I got to the platform I was exhausted.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You just want to pass out from exhaustion.
I was just like, oh my gosh, it's time to go out for your opener now, and I'm like, oh great.
I gassed out in the warm-ups.
I used all my gas on that 100-kilo snatch I hit in the back room. Goofing off and being an idiot. But Don keeps my brain on, and he really keeps me focused as far as an athlete goes. And then with training, Don is here. Travis can't be here every day because he's got his family at home, and he's got two young boys.
That's a handful.
And he's got, the business is growing, and he's traveling all the time. So he can't be here all the time. Yeah. And so to have Don here every single day that we're training just makes that so much easier on us. And so I tend to lean towards following Don's programs and kind of listening to him. And I mean, I listen to Travis too, but it's kind of
it's changed now, shift a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from what I can tell, like Travis has like the really great foundation of strength, and he'll get anybody strong, and Don will trim and shape everybody up to that technique, and that's goes makes a really cool combination.
It is a very cool combination. Yeah, and you get the best
compliment.
of both worlds. Yeah, because Travis, like I said, can. That's why my squats are the way they are.
Yeah.
Because for 7 years now, all I've done is get really strong, and so I front squatted 200 kilos at 76 or 75 body weight or something like that.
And all that's just potential waiting to be tapped right
Absolutely.
there for your clean jerk.
Once you move it the right way, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, because you hit 163 at the American Arnold.
162, 162 at the Arnold. That was I had never even picked that up before.
No way, that was the first time clean and
first
jerking?
time. Well, the thing that I had hit 60. I hit 160 in training about 5 weeks prior to that.
Okay.
And I hadn't attempted anything over 55 before we left.
Oh, shoot.
And so we were in the back room, and they were like, what do you want to open with? And I wanted to open with 55.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were going for it.
Yeah. Well, snatches went really well. I snatched 30. And I told Travis, I wanted to open my snatch at 28. He wanted 25. And Don wanted 22.
Okay.
And so we went with Travis at 25 just to shut me up, pretty much. Yeah. And I drilled that. And then I went out at 130, and I hit that. And then so my best ever is 32.
Okay.
And so they were like, all right, well, we have to go 33. Like we're not going to tie his best. We can go 33. It's one more.
Yeah.
And I went out and I missed 33. It was just
behind or in front?
In front. No, I was heavy.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, sorry. Oof. And then we went out in the clean and jerk at 51 to try to set up, because that would have been a PR total.
Gotcha.
That would have been 281, because my best total ever at that point was 280 from Senior Nationals 2016.
Okay.
And so we went out at 51, and I smoked it.
Yeah.
And Travis said, what's your meet PR clean and jerk? I said 55. He goes, well, all right, easy, we're going 56. We go to 56, smoked it.
Yeah.
And I was at that point in the running for some money, and we were looking at it and we were like, hey, what do we need to, I was thinking 61 for a PR lifetime.
Yeah.
And Travis was like, well, give us a second. Let's see what we need for some money.
Yeah.
And Don goes, well, there was another guy there, New Aquaberry, I think is his name, like how you say his name. It's a hard name to pronounce, but he's a 77 that lifted at Nationals in my session. Really cool guy. We're actually really good friends now because of the Arnold. And he was looking really sharp. And he came out and hit 161.
Okay.
And so we were thinking, okay, well, we got to make a call. What are we going to do? Don said, well, that was his second attempt. If he's going to go out for his third, let's say, well, once he hit 61, I would have needed to beat him to move me up in money. I would have needed 166 or 167. And that's just too much. That's just too big of a jump. Like, there's no way. I wasn't going to attempt something like that. I was perfectly content at 161. I was like, we can go 61. I know I can make it. At least give me a rip. And Don said, well, if we go 62 to one-up him, we'll come out after he does. So it'll give you one more attempt. I was like, that's fine. We'll go 62. It's one more kilo. And so New goes out. He smokes 61 for his third attempt. And at that point, we knew we didn't need it. Because if he would have missed 61, 62 would have put me at $1,000.
Yep.
And so I was like, once he made that, it was just like, all right, we'll come out at the next number. So we went out at 62, and first time I'd ever pulled on it. And I made it, so that was a cool meet. Arnold's always one of my favorite meets of the year.
What's the crowd like? I feel like it's pretty hype.
So crazy, man. The Arnold. That's why the Arnold is so cool. Because it's not even just weightlifters. It's strength in general. It's bodybuilding. It's just literally everything. Fencing, ping pong. I'm sure is there. There's so much stuff going on. And so people are walking. I don't know if you've ever been. Have you ever been to the venue at the Arnold?
No, that's my goal this year. To check it out.
So when you're looking out, so you're on stage and you're lifting and you look out, you see this big audience of people in front of you, and then there's people back there walking around.
Still going
to the expo, coming away from the expo, because our section is between the expo entrance and the escalators leading out of the building.
Oh, so it's popular.
So there's so much flow going there. And there's bathrooms right there. There's just a whole flow of things going on. And so when they hear someone getting hyped up in there in the weightlifting hall, they of course are going to turn around and look. And so I look out. After I made the lift, I put the bar down and I just stood there for a second, looked out, and there was just this wave of people out there, man. It was nuts. And it got so loud, and the Arnold audience was so nuts. And the Columbus Weightlifting Club, weightlifting team, they put together just a great meet every year.
Are they hosting it?
They do host it.
Okay.
That's I can't remember his name. Mark Canella. That's it.
Okay,
Mark Canella and his squad host it, and so they always put on a great show. And it was just, man, it was magical. It was a cool time. It was a very cool meet, especially since my first Arnold trip, I bombed out in a clean and jerk at 125. As a 69, and so I snatched it for an opener this year, and then clean and jerk 62. To hit a meet PR snatch, pull on a lifetime PR, and then hit a meet/lifetime PR clean and jerk for a huge. It was a 12 kilo lifetime PR total. It was fun. It was a good time.
What different weight classes have you competed in?
Oh my lord, I've competed in 3.
Okay.
69, 77, 85.
Okay, and 77 your best total.
No, 85 is my best total.
What's your best total?
292.
Oh, dude. So what were the lifts?
130, 162.
Okay.
The Arnold.
Oh, you were an 85 at that?
Yeah. I was 77.9.
Oh.
Yeah. Travis was a little salty afterwards. He's like, well, if I'd have known you were going to be that close, I just had you push it down. I'm like, whatever. I ate a cheeseburger right before I weighed in.
Yeah.
I'm sure that had something to do with it. And so, you know, as soon as I got back from eating a cheeseburger, I went and weighed in 77.9. I was like, well, you know, if I would have laid off the cheeseburger. But then again, you know, I lifted really well. So
maybe it was the cheeseburger.
it was the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Man. That's what I got to do.
People are going to find out, where did you get that cheeseburger?
I just got to, I'm telling you, it's this really cool cheeseburger bar, like right down the road. And it was super cold, so we had to like run there, and then we I walked back. I was like, damn, I should have ran back. Like I'd have been under. And
the cheeseburger wasn't keeping you warm?
No, well, when I was in there, it was.
Yeah.
You know, it was great when I was in there, but man, it's always so frigid cold up there with that time of year. Ugh, gosh. The wind's always blowing. It's crazy.
Yeah, we can't stand cold down here.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like cold.
But now it's getting so hot, like I just walk outside and I'm just pouring sweat.
I don't like hot either.
I'm an easy sweater. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, for sure. When you get into the fitness world, you sweat a lot easier. Like your body's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Like, great. We're gonna go ahead and start this off again. So it just continuously sweats. I lived in Florida for a summer, and I walked. I like take a shower. I'd get out of the shower and start sweating.
Oh yeah.
Why do I even do this?
Are you gonna be training in Florida, Andy, too?
You know what? I want to. When I'm down there from Miami, because I'm flying in on Friday.
Yep.
And I compete on Sunday. So I'm going to need to do something Friday night, Saturday night. I'll either train at the training facility, but since there's going to be so many people, I'm actually trying to talk to Stephanie Cohen and Hayden Bowe about possibly training at the new hybrid gym that has just opened up.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Stephanie gave me the invite to come and train there while I was down. But it's a little bit far away. It's like 45 minutes from the venue, so I might have to like find a way to get over there or something. But like I said, it's not really a big deal. There's gyms down there. Danny Soul, CrossFit Soul's down there.
There's some big
CrossFit Muscle Farm with Pablo Roman is down there. There's a ton of them, man. Place is loaded with places to work out. So I'm sure if I need to find a spot to work out, I probably won't have that much of a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, the training hall will be there, and I'm going to get there early, and I'll probably just kind of every once in a while go back there and see if like it's kind of cleared out a little bit.
Yes.
But since this meet the entry totals for this meet were so low, there's going to be just a crap ton of people there.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful venue, being in Miami.
Man, it's in a casino.
And
my last time being in a casino, I had a great time. Yeah, I had a great time. I bombed out, but I had a great time. Right? Oh, man.
Are you a gambling man?
You know, I'm not supposed to be, but I do
a little.
Enjoy. I enjoy a game of blackjack.
It's a vice. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm not supposed to, of course, you know, whatever. But but I'm actually a really good blackjack player. People don't know that, but yes, my Uncle Scott taught me how to play blackjack, and he's really good at it. And so he used to sneak me into casinos in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Nice.
When I was like 18, 19 years old, and he's super cool like that. And so he would like let me in, and like he would show me how to play, and they'd be like, "How old is that kid? He looks like he's 16." They'd be like, "Oh, he's not. He's 21. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He got in. Look at his hands. He doesn't have X's on his hands or anything. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, but no. And then he would like teach me at his house and stuff like that. When we'd go on vacation, he would show me how to do stuff. And so I went down there, and you know, they try to feed us free alcohol while we're down there because when you're gambling, you get free beers and free alcohol and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't take it because I was like, I'm trying to win
you're
some
trying
money.
to focus a little bit.
Yeah. And so
the house doesn't win when you're paying attention.
Well, they still win.
Yeah.
but I knew a few of the tricks, and I went in with like $40 and I pulled out like $480 or something.
Okay.
So it was a good time. Once I made that much money, I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave. So I left, and then I had some beers, and then that was about it. But you know, bombed out. It's all good. It's not a big deal.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of convenient, I guess. After a meet, you have something you can go into.
Oh, of course, man.
Being right there.
So yeah, I gotta watch my gambling this time.
Yes.
So that I have a place to stay. So it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
It should be a fun meet.
All in moderation, a little bit. Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
With this meet and stuff, what's your plan? So it's just casual numbers for you, or are you looking to?
Well, you know, the objective is to always lift more than you did the time before.
Yeah.
But with this one, we kind of want to have a main focus of let's hit lifts.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a meet where I go 2 for 6, 3 for 6. I would like to hit at least 5 lifts.
Yep.
And go 3 for 3 in one of the lifts. 4 for 6 will be fine, depending on the amount, the lifts, like exactly how they are, like the numbers.
Yeah.
But no, we're looking. I've consistently been snatching 30.
Oh, easily it looks like.
It's not that bad. So that's definitely a number I could see going.
Have you attempted 300? You've attempted 300.
I have snatched 137 from blocks.
Oh, okay.
I have snatched 37 from blocks. I hit it on my birthday last year, which was
That's
quite interesting. I was like, it's my birthday. I'm doing my favorite exercise. We're going to block snatch. And it just so happened I snatched it. And so looking back, I was like, dang, I should have attempted 140, but I didn't because I haven't had the chance to reattempt it. So it's kind of like, man, I should have just went for it. But whatever. I could definitely see between 28 and 35 and 58, 64, 58, 65.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can clean jerk 65.
Yeah.
I just haven't had the right, frame of mind going into a meet.
Yeah.
And so
It's pretty much yours to lose because I don't think anybody. I think the closest thing is like 280 something. Very small.
I think it's 280 on the dot. I think I think I'm out in front by 12 kilos or something.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah. So
yeah, and that'll put me last opening up,
Yeah.
which means I'll have the athlete advantage of seeing what I need.
yeah, I'm pretty sure if you do it 2 openers and one extra attempt, 1 second attempt. it should be
Yeah.
good.
So the plan is to open close to what everyone else is going to finish at, depending on because you never know. Entry
Some people
totals
it's
are
crazy.
such a lie,
Yeah.
So you can't. That's the biggest rookie mistake you can make is looking at the entry totals
And thinking you got
and
it.
thinking you're safe.
Yeah.
You got to go in still locked in and ready to lift, and something happens, you got to be able to run
Adjust.
with it and go. And I've more than once had to come out for an attempt that I didn't get to hit my last warm up. I just had to kind of go because someone bumped or someone made a lift we thought they were going to miss, or someone pulled out of a meet and now you were 4 out, now you're next. It's stuff like that happens, and as you grow in the sport, you learn to kind of roll with the punches and go with that a little bit more.
As people are starting to get more competitive in the back, they're even like B sessions. People are like trying to
Isn't
split
that
people up.
crazy, man?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, last time I attempted a B session, I was just like, I was gonna be casual, chill, and I had like 5 people like slip last second to move me up, and I was like, okay,
yeah,
sure.
Oh, and they'll do stuff like, they'll be kind of squirrely about it, man. That or you'll see guys that like have big entry totals. They'll see that they have they're like right on the line of being last in they're like being first out in the A session or last in the B session, so they'll like lower their total just enough to get them into the B session to where they're like the last to come out. I'm not gonna lie, I've done that. So
It's competitive.
I did that at 2016 Senior Nationals. I had a 282 total going in. That would have put me in the A.
Yeah.
And I put 280 so that I put 274 so I could be in the B session.
That's smart.
And it made me come out last. So it worked out. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes.
Did you finish 7th at that meet, if I'm not mistaken?
I finished 5th at that
5th,
meet.
actually, yeah.
5th at that meet. 5th or 6th, something like that. Something like that. That was the year of the trials, though, so I take that as a win.
There you go, right?
I take that as a win. Coming that high in the country to some of the 77s, man.
We're
I
stacked.
have so much respect for those guys that are definitely just kicking my tail.
Yeah.
And it's because I know how hard I work, and for them to be hitting numbers that I can't even imagine are it's just awesome. It's just cool to watch, man. It's cool to have seen the progression. To come up watching guys like Travis Cooper and James Tatum. Thank God he bumped 85.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when he snatched 160, I was like, what?
Thank God he
And he
moved to
stayed
85.
at 5, yeah.
Oh, thank Jesus. Because I would have quit. If he would have snatched 160 at 77, I would have quit. But, you got guys that, that you've kind of grown up watching, like James and Travis and, and then you've got guys that are just coming out of nowhere, like Bianco, like Harrison Morris.
It won't be long before CJ moves to 77. I don't know.
Don't say that, man.
Yeah, I know. That breaks my heart, too, because I'm like, all these young youth lifters are coming in.
It breaks my heart thinking that, a 16-year-old 69 is... It won't make any difference. He'll come to 77, he'll beat my tail. He's at 69, he'll beat my tail.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So he's probably the best weightlifter in the country right now. And so we've got... But it's cool to see the growth, man. It's cool. I was telling Travis, my very first national meet was Collegiate Nationals 2012.
Yeah. Where was that at?
No, 2013, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Wow.
Johnson
so close
City,
by.
Tennessee. And I went there as a 77. I weighed like 74 and a half.
Yeah.
And I hit 90 to 120.
Yeah.
The guy that won it went like 125, 150 or 155.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that like, man, I can do that now.
Yeah.
And when I hit it at Senior Nationals, I was like, Trav, I would have won it in 2013. He's like, well, it ain't 2013 anymore.
No, it's not.
Like, no, it's not.
It's
Great.
like, yeah.
Should have started like 4 years earlier. I would have been right on the money.
Yeah.
No. But, it's definitely, the game has changed.
Oh, yeah.
Guys are coming in lighter, faster, bigger, and stronger, and it's just nuts, man.
Oh, dude.
It's nuts.
But you're almost like, I first met you through Instagram and saw you on that, so you're kind of like moving into the role model stage a little bit. People are looking
a little bit, man, and it's weird because I totally don't think that way. My whole thing is if somebody wants to come in and train with me, I love it. I think that it's really cool. I went through a phase where I was like trying to be like a big shot, and I was trying to like.
What do you mean big shot?
Well, I was trying to be like the face of things, Like,
oh, okay.
I trained with John North, and shout out to John North, one of my really good buddies. And just being around him and like his persona and like how he like slamming and screaming and going crazy and chugging C4 and just being a hype guy.
Being the face, yeah.
Yeah, and so like I was like, well, I'm gonna do that, So I like jumped right into that role, which isn't me at all. Like so, and a lot of people got like this really negative idea of like how I actually acted, which was so weird because I didn't want that to come off like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, like maybe I should just be like who I am instead of because I was trying to be John. Like that's all it was. Like I was around him every day. I saw how he acted and now.
The attention he got.
People just loved him, and I was like, man, that must be the way to go.
Yeah.
And I was super young, and I was super young in the sport, and I had only trained at Travis's gym, and so now I'm training with John North, who's like, at the time, he's like a Pan American game member. He's like potential world team guy. Like everybody is like knows who he is. Cal Strength, Donnie Schenkel, going crazy. Yeah. So I was like,
that was early.
I watched this dude on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I get to train with this cat now, right? So like I'm gonna do exactly what he does, and I got a lot of fan base out of it. It was really crazy, but I also got really. Like I had a lot of people that just really didn't like me. A lot of people still don't because of it, and it's it's not even a thing. So I grew up a lot to where I just wanted to instead of trying to be like other people, I just wanted to kind of be myself.
Yeah. Cool.
And so I love I love being a role model for someone if they want me to be their role model. Yeah. And I definitely want to put off a good good advice for young lifters, and we've got a lot of youth kids and junior kids in here, and I try to put them in the right direction, but this sport is just like anything else. You have to find who you are, and it took me years to figure that out, but now that I have, it's really fun, it's really cool, and it makes everything easier, and it makes everything a lot more genuine. Because I think that's probably the biggest thing you can do is just try to figure out. That's all we're actually trying to do in anything, in life and weightlifting.
Yeah, right.
You're trying to figure out what your purpose is, who you are, and what you're supposed to be doing.
Where you feel comfortable at.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that's my thing is I want those kids to know that, hey man, if you're a freaking Harry Potter nerd and you love video games and you want to not drink and not party and just, pretty much be a square. You be a square, man. You be the best square you can be, and you just do what you got to do, man. And so it's all good.
If you don't want to drink and you want to be lame, go ahead and I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Rewording your way the most negative way possible.
Do it, man. It's all good.
Yes.
There ain't nothing wrong with it. You got to own that mess, man.
I was that square
all the
growing
time
up
about that. I love it,
dude. Yeah. You're not into Harry Potter? That ain't
I
you?
love Harry Potter.
Okay.
That was totally on me.
Because when I heard you say that, like the way you said, I was like, there's something about Harry Potter with you.
I love Harry Potter. No, I am a huge Harry Potter nerd. Like, I know all the trivia. I know all the people. I have been to Harry Potter World.
Oh, you did? Oh, I want to check that out
man.
so bad.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
The butterbeer, was that as good as people, like some people say they don't like it?
You know, it isn't bad. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be completely honest with you, but you gotta at least try it. So I tried it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't really good.
Yeah.
I'd totally drink it again.
Oh, yeah.
Only if I was there.
Yeah. So at least for home recipes.
That's right.
Yeah,
so, but I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, man. I love Harry Potter. I have watched all the movies.
Did you see Fantastic Beasts yet? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
No, and it's supposed to be like a precursor to Harry Potter. It's supposed to talk about like Grindelwald and his like thing with Dumbledore, and it's just like the Elder Wand, and it's just a lot of stuff.
It's like America. It's Harry Potter in America now.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much. So it's kind of a precursor to Potter.
You read the books or just the movies?
Oh, read the books too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, go you.
Literally one of the only books I've ever read.
Yeah.
Is Harry Potter.
Do you watch any of those fan theories about like Harry Potter on like YouTube?
You know, man, I have every once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's not really like, you know, there's a lot. You can make theories about anything.
Yeah, they take a lot of things out of context, but they're good stories at least.
Oh my gosh, man, so much stuff out of context. Like, you can't even take half the crap that people talk about with Harry Potter and actually make it into something. But since it's like all very far-fetched and magical and crazy, it's like, can you really put anything? Can you really count any theory out of that? Like, I could just walk around and say random stuff, put stuff together, and they'd be like, you know what, that might actually be a thing. It's like, no, I totally made that up.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a thing. I didn't research it at all. Like, but, you know, no, I'm a huge Potter fan, and, you know, to all the kids that are listening that love Harry Potter, you keep being keep being a Harry Potter fan. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with Potter, man.
Yeah. I feel like some of these Harry Potter theories are more plausible than the flat Earth theory type thing.
Isn't it? Yeah. Probably.
The way all these stories.
It's just,
Are you also into the superhero movies and stuff like that?
The superhero movies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course, man.
It hits back to those comic book days.
As a little boy, you're like thinking about Superman and Batman and, you know, the Justice League and the Fantastic Four.
Oh,
and,
dude.
You know, the X-Men and all this crazy stuff. Marvel and DC, you know, going.
Did you actually read the comic books or did you watch the cartoons?
I did, man. I did.
I saw the cartoons.
I
dude.
did. I was
Poser.
hit and miss with the comic books. You know, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't too big into reading.
Yeah. Even if it's mostly pictures, I still wasn't
Isn't
into
it really, man?
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know why.
I was always that kid that like they were like, hey, we're gonna go to the library and pick out a book. And I'm like, great.
I only like faked it to get into ice cream parties that we had at our school.
True story. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense because I could do the same.
And then I started then I was like much younger. I liked it, but when I grew out of it.
No, I was super cool with you know, I love Batman. I think Batman is the coolest
Favorite
superhero.
one, yeah.
I think Batman's the coolest superhero because he doesn't actually have powers. He's just a really rich dude that loves throwing his money around and making all kinds of cool stuff and helping people. Yeah. That's cool, man.
He does, and he's stronger or does things that take down all the other members too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, think about it. It's like Superman versus Batman. That should not be a fight.
Yes.
Batman should get killed
every
single time by Superman. The fact that he holds his own,
you got to respect that.
So much respect.
Did you like those DC movies?
They were all right.
Yeah. I think they're more for the fans and like people that know the stories. Like people who don't know the stories won't understand.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely understood the Dark Knight series. I definitely understood, you know, the early DC movies I didn't really get just because, you know, I wasn't huge into the storylines. I just loved Batman. I thought it was super cool.
Yeah.
But hit and miss.
Yeah. Did you see Suicide Squad?
Not yet, man.
It's okay.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to see it. There's a lot. Dude, I'm not even that big of a movie person anymore.
Really?
It's so weird.
Is it time or is it just like
it's mainly time. No, it's mainly time.
Yeah, I feel you.
And, you know, I just now got to a point where I'm not super, super broke. So it's like, so I'm
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, so it's kind of to the point where I can actually like, hey, maybe I can go and watch these movies when they come out now.
Yeah.
As for when those movies came out, I was super broke and I was like, hey, man, we should go watch a movie. It's like, hey, man, we should probably go to the grocery store.
Yeah, we got to eat sometime.
I got to get to the gym, and my card has no gas, and I have $4 in my bank account. Like, we're going to have to figure something out.
Yes.
This is not good. So, You put 2 in the bank account, you grab a ramen, you'll be fine, get to the gym.
Yeah. Well, you're telling me you can't make a career out of weightlifting right now? Like,
oh, man.
Not many people can.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. Some people can. Some guys can. But they don't make a career out of lifting weights.
Yeah.
Unless you are a phenom.
Yeah.
You cannot make a career. And even those guys are not going to, once they can't lift.
Yeah, then the money stops.
The money's going to stop. So you definitely got to take into account, like, what you're going to do afterwards as you're going. Like I talked to you, earlier I was telling you that Travis Cooper works a full-time job and he's training.
Yeah.
Leo Hernandez sells cars in Miami.
Yeah.
And he's probably one of the best weightlifters I have seen live ever.
And all of them are probably coaches or trainers.
Absolutely.
So
and so it's one of those things where, even the best have to, this is not a sport that you get into because you're going to make a lot of money.
It's a passion, yeah.
It's just you love doing it, you're good at it, you enjoy doing it, and it's more of an experience. I think weightlifting careers are more of an experience than they are a profession.
Yes.
You travel all over the world, you travel all over the United States, you get to represent your country if you're, to a point where you can. Yeah. And you get to meet, like I've met all of my close personal friends, except for 2. through this experience, through weightlifting.
Dude, that's awesome.
All of my buddies, like if I look through my phone, I guarantee you 99% of it is weightlifters.
Really?
Or people that I have met through weightlifting, or, I have attended seminars or have done this or done that, So, yeah, it's definitely a cool experience. And, going to national meets and, you show up and people kind of know who you are because you've been there 1,000 times. Even if you're not that good, you're just good enough to get into nationals and stuff like that. It's kind of like it's kind of a community. Yeah. And you kind of know who one another is. And now that you've got like Instagram where
it's even more.
You pretty much feel like you're best friends with, someone you've never met before in your entire life. And so
people come up to you and like not act like they knew, but sort of like they knew you.
Pretty much, yeah.
They know all about your story.
Yeah, they see your stuff on Instagram, and I had more than one person after I had a back injury after I came back. They come up to me and say, I haven't ever met them in person. They're like, "Hey, Jacob, how are you doing, man? Like, how's your back?" I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for asking. How'd you know? Oh, I saw it on Instagram. Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we're friends now. So,
yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's super easy to connect with, your competitors, your friends, and some of my biggest competitors are some of my best friends. Adam Cosna is one of my best friends in the world, and me and him have gone back and forth for like the past 5 years now. So it's definitely, Nick Donzilla, Angelo Bianco, all these guys that I've had the pleasure of competing alongside, and New from the Arnold. We have been good friends now. Aaron Addison, there's a bunch of them. And the list just goes on and on and on of guys and girls that I've met through weightlifting and had befriended, and so it's really cool. That's where people get the experience.
It's a humble community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's full of stars, like from I guess Instagram and the national point of view.
Yep.
From fans' perspective, but the humblest people you'll ever meet.
Oh, absolutely. I tell everybody as soon as I if he ever comes up in conversations, DJ Cummings is probably the most humble guy I've ever met.
Yeah.
And he is the rock star of USA weightlifting. Besides Matty Rogers.
Yeah. And same with like Kane Wilkes and stuff like that.
Kane, same way. Yeah, Kane and Cord are awesome.
Quietest people.
Awesome guys. Yeah. Awesome guys. Real good friends with them and their daddy Chris.
Oh yeah.
They're just great people, man. Just super genuine people.
Yeah. So. Oh man. So and does your perspective change when you go on from a training platform to the national platform?
Perspective as in
like your focus, or your emotions. Because you talked about Don was like really good at reining you in a little bit.
Well, of course, the adrenaline is going to kick in when you're in a competitive environment.
Yes.
It's way different from looking across the gym and seeing your teammates that are there every day, that at the end of the day, you're going to go home, they're going to go home, and tomorrow we're going to be able to train. Mm-hmm. That they're not in your class, that they're not going head on against you. And you're not standing in front of, 1,000 people or so. Yeah. It has to change, I feel like. It has to change. I feel like you can get it as close as you can, but nothing is going to fully prepare you for that environment until you're in that environment.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is you know, Travis taught me this is, if you want to get good at free throws, what do? You shoot free throws. Yeah. If you want to get good at lifting in competitions, what do? You compete.
You lift at competitions.
You got to compete. I think that's the best thing you can do for young weightlifters is get them on stage, get them used to being in front of someone, get them used to backroom environments, get them used to just, hey, if this happens, what are we going to do? Oh, don't freak out. Everything's fine. Because everyone will freak out. Everyone will get nervous.
Especially when you walk out there and you see the sea of people.
Unreal, man.
Yeah.
That, and you know, the camera's going off, the constant clicks.
You actually do hear that?
You do hear that. Yeah, absolutely. You hear it.
Yeah.
You know, they're right next to the stage, and it gets quiet, and then you get ready to pull, and you know, going crazy to the side, and so it threw me off the first time I ever lifted in a major competition. I heard that click go off, and it kind of threw me off. I mean, I made the lift because it was light, but it wasn't like
something you noticed.
I was like, whoa, you know, it kind of like my brain went from pulling to what was that to pulling. And so even that little bit with like a big lift could throw you completely off. And so you got to get used to baby's crying in the back and someone's walking in front of you going out of the area or something. You got to
possible flash of photography or
you got to be used to that. That, and you know, you've got friends of yours that are sitting in the audience.
You see their faces. Yeah,
I tell this is the funniest story ever. So. Well, I think it's the funniest story ever. You might think it's that funny, but Tom Suman.
I'll laugh at you. I'll give it a good background laugh.
Thanks, bro.
Gotcha.
We can we'll put that in like the studio audience.
Yeah, I'll turn the applause button on.
Beautiful.
Yes.
But it was American Open in Reno.
Yes.
I came out for my first snatch and missed it. Oh. And I was like, okay, great. So I came out for my second snatch, and I heard Tom. I hear Tom's voice every time he says something when I'm lifting. It's the weirdest thing. And Tom's like one of my best friends, and so I hear him in the audience. Come on. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So I pull it, and I miss it again, and then I'm like, oh shit, right? So I come off stage, and they're telling me like, hey man, you gotta do this. You'll be all right. Like everything's gonna be fine. And I'm like, all right, don't look in the audience. Don't hear anything. Focus. Get your brain on. Let's go. So I'm at the chalk bucket. And I just happened to look up for a split second. And Tom is leaned out of his chair in the aisle looking straight at me with his fist out. And he's fist bumping like he's saying, I'm going to knock you out. And he just says, under his breath, I just hear him go, come on.
Nice.
And I'm just like, I'm at the chalk bucket, and I like look down and I start laughing. And Travis is like, what are you laughing at?
Yeah, this ain't a joke.
I was like, oh. I'm about to bomb out. Walked out, sure enough. I missed it. And so I was like, oh, great, you know, wonderful. So
that's your friends for you right there. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I have to make sure, like, if I notice anybody in the crowd, I have to, like, scope them out first. Be like, okay, you're there. I'm not looking at you.
Yeah. Well, even to this day, like, there's days where Tom will be, like, on a platform, and I'll be, like, across from him somewhere. And I'll just happen to, like, get ready to pull, and I'll, like, look over real fast at him as I'm pulling, and he'll be like, why do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know, it just happens.
You've scarred me forever.
You really, I'm like, thanks, Tom. Like, great. So to this day, like, if I'm gonna compete, I will say like, Tom, you got to sit to the side, man.
Yeah.
I can't have you look. He's like, oh, whatever. So it's a good time. He's a good guy.
Y'all seem like a really close group.
We do. We, we've had in the past. We've had some drama come up.
Of course,
it's a family. You get a bunch of people coming in that have different personalities, and you throw them in one room, and you put them in an environment like this, where people every day, somebody has a bad day out of the group every day. Yes. We don't ever have a day where everybody is lights out.
Yeah.
You know, everybody doesn't PR on the same day. It's just not a thing. And so one day you're going to come in, and somebody is going to be having a bad day. And you just got to kind of let them have their thing. Like, let them have their time. Let them get away from it. But there has been some times where we've had some issues come up. But they're taken care of. You know, Travis and his staff kind of handle everything like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And, but other than that, man, we're actually pretty close. We don't get to hang out as much as a group because, most of us have jobs or, most of us are doing stuff. And since everybody besides like me and Sarah is from another state, a lot of times people will go and visit home or, they'll go and do something with somebody, or so we don't really get that much time to hang out. But we are a very, very tight knit group, especially when we go to meets.
Yeah,
we stay together pretty well.
So are you the OG of Travis's team? Because you've been around.
I believe I am.
You and Tommy, or you? Well, Dylan was here, but then
me, Matt Weiniger, who's one of our juniors,
right. Gotcha,
and Rebecca Gurdon are the three originals.
And she's not around here anymore.
Rebecca's
but she's still part
in
of the
Charlotte.
Team. That's right. Okay.
Rebecca's in Charlotte. Matt is a junior. He's about to graduate high school. I think in December. I think he graduates early, or he might just graduate next year. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and Matt. But as far as, every day here, training full time, I'm the only one.
Dude. What do you do outside of the gym? Like, how do you, money wise?
I am a full-time tumbling instructor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do gymnastics.
I do.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Was that your first backflip, by the way, on Instagram? Or
not my first one. First one since I've gained like 50 pounds. But first one for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were doing. I go there and they know that I lift, and so they want to, hey, do this, try this, do this, try this. I'm like, whatever, I'm going to break my neck doing this, but we'll see what happens. And so, I was cutting a few back flips and some nice back tucks and stuff, so it'll be a good time. But I work full-time at Salem Gym as a tumbling instructor, and I'm one of their team coaches for their travel team.
So do you actually demonstrate these tumbling moves?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I was wondering about. I'm like, dude, like you're getting like agile. Like some of these kids can do splits that are crazy.
That's not me. No. Okay, like I said, old man. No, I can't do it anymore. I used to be able to do some of them, but there's some of the stuff these girls are doing it blows my mind.
They're like at a whole different level.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But technically, I know what they're doing. I know what's going on. I do a lot of, it's kind of like, a weightlifting coach that was okay at weightlifting, but now is a great weightlifting coach.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm a great tumbling instructor, but I'm saying it's along the lines of, I didn't really get that good at gymnastics, but I'm good enough as a coach to be able to see mistakes. And these girls, like I said, they're not elite gymnasts. Like they're not doing stuff that I've never seen before.
Yes.
So I can teach someone how to do a round off and a back handspring, back tuck or front tuck or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I find like gymnastics and weightlifting have something very in common. It's like if you're a coach of either, it's that you become an expert at understanding movement.
Yeah.
Like it's such a precise movement sport.
Oh yeah, it all comes down to foot placement or hand placement. Or, so we got
center math. Oh, everywhere.
There's like gnats. It's because we're out and it's hot and it's humid and they fly in here because it's cool.
Yeah. Because we're cool. You heard that here first.
That happens. You heard it here. But yeah, man, it's a fun job, man. I love my job. I really do, and I enjoy being around the kids and teaching them.
Yeah.
It's a lot about confidence too, man.
Oh yeah, especially that age.
So much confidence. They have so much stuff going on outside of gymnastics. So if for an hour they can come in and I can like give them something to make them stand up a little bit taller or walk a little bit easier, and have some charisma about them.
Yeah. Were you a very like humble kid or very lack self-confidence when you were growing up?
Oh God, no. Man,
you were the man.
I was the man. I was the center of attention. I had to be all the time. I was the guy that played all the sports, and I'm not gonna say I was super popular in school, but I was popular enough that everyone like kind of knew who I was. At least, like they didn't all hang out with me, but they all knew who I was.
You had a reputation.
Yeah, sometimes I should have eased up on the reputation a little bit, but I've definitely calmed down a lot, and in my age, I've calmed down a lot.
Yeah, if anything, you can teach some of that confidence to some of these kids. Like that's perfect.
Man. You just got to give them, like I said, the kids are gonna act how kids are gonna act.
Yes.
I was a 23, 22-year-old kid, and I was running around with a mohawk saying that I was John North, So I definitely see
where are the pictures of that? I've not seen those.
Bro, I got them all over my phone. I'll have to show you later, but if you go to John North's in his YouTube page, there's a couple of videos that I'm in from when I was training there, and I was such a loser.
You thought you were so cool? Yeah.
I thought I was the coolest thing ever, man, but it was so just obnoxious and terrible. But I remember there was one time, state championships in 2013, I competed as a 69.
Yes.
I clean and jerked like 125 or something, and so I like won the meet, and it was like my third state championship or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like walked off stage and like Travis like picked me up and I was like doing this to the audience, like are you not entertained kind of arms. Man. And then I was like, at the time I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever done. I look back at it now and I'm like, I was such a tool.
Yeah.
Like, dang it, why did I do that? Man, I shouldn't have done that. But man, that's all part of the journey.
Yes.
You're gonna look back at, if you don't look back at old lifting videos of yourself and say, what in the world was I doing?
Yes.
You're doing something wrong. You haven't grown, and that's not good. So I've grown a lot in the sport. I've had a lot of really good mentors. To just a few, Travis, Don, John North, Donnie Schenkel, John Coffey, Glenn Penlay.
Listen to the greats right now.
There's so many. I've gotten a ton of advice from other guys. Even if I just see them at meets, like Zygmunt, like Dave Spitz, Max Ada, all these guys, Sean Waxman. I mean, the list goes on and on of people that I've just spoken to, and I've kind of just racked their brain at like what goes into being a great weightlifter and a great athlete.
Yeah.
And, I learned a lot from a lot of people, and especially John, especially Donnie, especially Travis and Don McCauley. I've learned I can never repay them for what they've taught me about the sport. So.
Have you moved to like influence your own training any with like your own perspectives from learning all these? Like,
I mean, of course, you got to put your own spin on things.
Yes.
Like I said, you got to learn who you are as a weightlifter and as an athlete and as a person, or you'll never reach your full potential.
Do you have any rituals like before, like, or a certain like, do you have to lift with a certain bar before you?
You know something? Every day at training and every time I compete or anytime I lift, I wear 2 pairs of socks.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
And that is because my shoes are a half size too big. And, so,
and you're not gonna, because they're not.
And I'm not
shoes.
changing them in. No, they're broken in, and I ain't changing them.
Yeah.
So no, I have to do that. I really don't. I don't take pre-workouts, and I don't drink coffee.
Go you, dude.
So I drink a lot of orange juice, and it's so funny because they'll be like, yeah, you want some C4? Oh, C4 all around. We're going crazy. We're doing this. We're doing that. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like pounding a thing of orange juice.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Minute Maid.
All of my friends are like, what's wrong with you? They're like, oh, Rab's going off the hook again. He's off the wagon. He's drinking orange juice. What a wildcat.
Yeah.
So, I do drink a lot of orange juice before I compete, before I lift.
Okay.
I am overly obsessed with Sour Patch Kids. I think
they're so good.
Probably the greatest intro workout you can eat, even though a lot of people would disagree with me.
Yeah.
Like most
nutritionists probably,
and health enthusiasts, but it is what it is.
But you need to make that your own thing. You gotta like get a Sour Patch Kids sponsorship.
Look, if I got sponsored by Sour Patch Kids, I don't even.
That'd be amazing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that there'd be quite a few people in this world that would be jealous.
You could be the Marshawn Lynch with like his M&Ms, right? Was it M&Ms? Skittles. You'd just be the Jacob Wyatt of
I'd be the Marshawn Lynch of Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids, yes.
Oh, that'd be sweet. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be really sweet.
Yes, he has his own vending machine in his house. There you go. Hook you up.
Man, see, that would be so cool.
What's your flavor? What do you have a favorite flavor? Like blue, red?
Oh, my favorite color is red, so the red one's got to go with the red one.
Were you always a red Power Ranger too?
Yes.
Dude, okay.
Yes, always. Yeah, I was either the red one or the blue one,
Same.
but the red one, since he was like, I was like the man.
You are,
so I was like, oh, I'm going to be the leader. I got to be the guy out in front, so I'm going to be the Red Ranger. Plus, that's my favorite color, so I was like, I'm going to be the Red
It works,
Ranger.
yeah. Why is the red? Yeah, the red was always leader. Red's the biggest plate.
I know. I'm telling you, red is like a power thing.
Yes.
People. Christmas Abbott talks about it. She wears red as a statement. It's
John North, the red circle.
The red circle. It's a bold color. So
it's your turn to do something with the red now. Yeah.
I'm not super creative, so it does not come very easily to me. My when I was with John and I wanted to do this is so stupid. I wanted to do my own T-shirt design.
Oh yeah.
So I had a black bunny rabbit kind of silhouette thing with a red circle behind it. And I was like, oh, this is so original.
It's gonna look like the Playboy bunny.
It's gonna look like the Playboy bunny with John North red circle in it.
Yeah.
Great. Now I look like an idiot.
John North After Dark or something.
I look like an idiot and a copycat, So it's like, dang it, I did not want this. Dude, I literally love John North though. I love John, Jess, their whole family is just awesome.
Oh yeah.
Dang, golly, man, I have so many good memories of just living. I lived with John. I lived at school, and I trained with John, and I went out to eat with John, and we went. I'm not gonna lie, we went clubbing them sometimes.
Hey.
And we had a great time, man. He let me drive his car around like all the time. He drove like a super nice Audi, and I like drove it around all the time, which was not smart on his part, but man, I loved it. Because I was probably the least likely person to bring it back in one piece. He lived here for a short amount of time, and I would go over and we would just play Call of Duty. It was so crazy because everybody's talked so much about like his like persona and like the screaming and yelling and craziness.
Yeah, but he's
man,
more
you
than
know
that.
what? When I went to his house, he was so chill.
Really?
When I lived at his house, he was so chill. All we did was like play Madden and Call of Duty and like watch boxing matches and talk shit. Like it was a good time.
I bet you're gonna go see the McGregor and Mayweather fight with them.
You better believe it. Yeah. I've already talked to a bunch of the guys on the team. Like Tom, me and Tom are gonna go and watch it, and we're probably gonna like. We're not gonna buy it. We'll probably go to like a Buffalo Wild Wings or something and go watch it, but it'll be super crowded. But yeah, man, I totally am gonna watch the fight.
Oh yeah. Who do you think is gonna take it?
You know what? I don't know. Who do I think or who do I want to win?
Both.
I want McGregor to win.
Same, yeah.
I want McGregor to win. I think Floyd will beat him.
Yes.
It's a boxing match. I think if it was a fight, McGregor would kill him.
Yes.
But if it's a boxing match, Floyd is
He's
one
great.
of the greatest boxers of all time.
Yes.
So I mean, he's undefeated. That's obviously.
He's the greatest defensive boxer out there.
He is the best at winning fights.
Yes.
That's
points.
it.
Yeah.
He's not going to knock you out. He's gonna beat you though.
Yes.
And I think that McGregor is gonna get into a boxing match, and I don't think he's gonna beat Floyd in a boxing match. Just because you're in a boxing match doesn't make you a boxer. Mm-hmm. I think that McGregor is a great fighter. He's probably one of the best in this time. He's definitely one of the best right now. Mm-hmm. I think that Floyd just has his number because it's a boxing match.
Yes.
If it's a fight, Conor kills him.
Yes.
But it's not a fight. It's a boxing match.
Yeah. And honestly, it's a huge win financially for both of them, no matter the
outcome.
Oh my
gosh, yeah. No, it ain't gonna matter who wins or loses.
Yeah. But
Floyd's gonna get paid, Conor's gonna get paid. It ain't gonna matter.
Yeah. But I feel like Conor's the only one that could win reputation-wise out of this.
Absolutely.
He got to fight with the best fighter, or he either beats the
Well, if he beats Floyd, then
it's gonna be crazy.
He can do whatever he wants. He can be a professional boxer or a professional fighter and be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But Floyd, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
Like Floyd wins, then all right, that's just another fight. Hey, I told you guys. Mm-hmm. And if Floyd loses, the only thing he's going to lose is probably the ability to make that much money off of a fight again.
Yeah.
But who cares, man? He's already like a billionaire.
Yeah. He's probably moved past it. His ego is the only thing that's keeping him going.
He's not. It's not even that. He's larger than life in the boxing community.
Yes.
He promotes his own stuff and makes more money than any boxer ever.
Yes.
So, I mean, it is what it is.
Did you ever get into fights or boxing?
I got into fights.
Yeah, when I said, I was like, wow, I knew. Hearing your past, I was like, that has to be it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of scrappy when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I was smaller, so I got picked on a lot. So I was like, I got to be a little scrappy. But
were you small and very skinny?
Yeah, I graduated high school at 5'5", 140 pounds.
Oh, dude, really?
Yeah. So I grew an inch or two, and I got like a lot fatter. So it's all good. It's all good, man. But it worked out because weightlifting, of course, is not, it's a sport for shorter and
kind of squattier people.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say smaller because there's some big old weightlifters.
Oh yeah. But if you look at like what's his name, the guy over in Cal Strength who just broke the 105.
Wes Kitts.
Yeah, he's a very block. He's a freak.
Yep, it's a sport for rectangles.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
It's a sport for rectangles. Short legs, short arms, big long torsos.
Yeah, Harry Potter's for squares, weightlifting's for rectangles.
That's right. Harry Potter is for squares, but weightlifting's for rectangles, and rectangles are just longer squares. So.
Dude, oh wow, that's deep.
There you go.
It made me tear up a little bit on that one.
Harry Potter fans, you're meant to be weightlifters. Come over to Slytherin, man. It's all
dude.
good.
You would be a Slytherin? I could see that.
For sure.
I could see
For
that.
sure, man. I went to the Sorting Hat in Harry Potter World.
Oh, they did that? Yeah.
Yeah, and I got Slytherin.
He knew right away?
Not right away. I mean, he sat there for a minute. I was kind of thinking he was going to give me Gryffindor.
Okay. What is the sword? Is it actually like a animatronic hat, or is it just a video
so
game?
a guy holds the hat and like puts it on your head.
Okay.
And then he tells you, of course, the hat's not the same.
Gotcha. I didn't know if the hat was going to be moving on your head or something.
No.
Okay, because that'd freak me out.
It'd be weird.
Yeah.
No. But it looks just like it. It's crazy.
Dude. Okay.
But yeah, I got Slytherin.
Okay.
So it was a good time.
They are kind of the coolest. Like they're kind of like the chill like.
Slytherin is the house of guys that's like the evil house. It's
it's supposed to be.
It's kind of like the bad boys house.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the guys and girls that, they kind of the rebel house. They go against the grain.
Yeah,
like,
they're supposed to be sly. They're
they're
sneaky.
supposed to be sneaky and slippery and snake-like, So that's Slytherin. But, Ravenclaw is the brain operation. I'm not sure what Hufflepuff exactly is.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
they
if
were
they're
kind
just
of like
the...
everyone else and that didn't make Gryffindor. And then Gryffindor is like the bold leader-ish
the
kind of
class president.
the class
type
president.
Kid. Yeah,
I call them the frat boys of the magic world.
that'd be something. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I feel like, but that was not me. So I was Slytherin for sure.
Oh, dude.
So it was a good
You into
time.
Star Wars too?
Very little, man. Honestly, I wasn't ever that big of a Star Wars fan.
I wonder if it passed our generation or before our
I think
generation.
that honestly, when I went to watch it, it was so much going on that I wasn't able to comprehend it.
Yeah.
When it came out in theaters, I just wasn't able to really comprehend it that well. But
You know, at the first, like the 1, 2, 3, or the prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen them, but like I said, it's kind of like it's kind of like the Lord of the Rings. There was a lot of stuff going on. It's super far-fetched. So I was
Yes.
kind of like Harry Potter was like,
It's real world,
Those
but
are
it's just-
real world people.
Yes.
They just have the ability to do magic.
Yes.
And since I had seen like magicians on like, TV shows and stuff like that, when Harry Potter came out, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
There's a school for that?
Yeah,
Like, I was like, oh
yes.
my gosh. I was like, Mom, we got to find this school.
Yeah, where's my letter? Yeah.
I was like, yeah, why ain't I getting to go? I want to go there. I don't want to go to my crap school.
Yeah.
It sucks, I
Yeah,
want to
for
go.
real.
I want to go to Hogwarts.
I
This
gotta
is
learn
cool.
math. They didn't talk about math at all.
They don't talk about math at all.
Yeah.
I don't want to do English. I
No.
know English already. I just want to go learn potions and
I want to play Quidditch.
I want to ride a broomstick and look at different little animals and stuff and like flying horses and stuff.
The Griffin. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to see the Phoenix and
Yeah, dude.
all that other good stuff. I want to see giant spiders. Not really, but I want to see
Oh,
one.
that'd freak. Are you spider? I hate spiders.
I hate spiders.
Yeah.
But I would like to see, like, if I saw one behind glass, maybe that.
Okay, that'd be pretty intense. Yeah.
But if like it was in like no.
No, I could not. Yeah.
No. And I take that back. I probably wouldn't even see it behind glass. I would see like a picture of it
Yeah. I even watch
From the-
sometimes YouTube videos and they still freak
from
me out.
across the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's a good time.
Word. And so, like, where do you see your weightlifting going? Like, as we're like starting to wrapping up a little bit, where do you see your weightlifting career going? What do you want to do and succeed left? Like, what goals do you have?
I want to make one or two more teams.
Like world teams?
Well, not like senior world teams. I don't. To be completely honest with you, unless something drastic happens to where I'm lifting something just ridiculous, I catch some old man strength and I can do it. I just don't see myself being, senior world competitive, elite level competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already 26. It's just kind of one of those things where I want to enjoy the sport and leave a good mark on it.
Yeah.
More than I want to, win the Olympics or something like that. It's one of those things where when you're in this sport long enough, you realize, okay, I'm either good enough to go to the Olympics and do this, or I'm good enough to be really good in America.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where I do think I can medal at a national championships. I am going to pursue that.
Yeah, I think you're in range.
I would definitely love to, win a national championship or do something like that in the future. But more than anything, I want to leave a good impression on the sport. I want to be able to travel and put on clinics and have fun and just enjoy what I've worked for.
Yeah.
As far as like, eventually there's going to come a time where I'm going to be satisfied with what I've done in the sport. And at that point, then it's time to get out.
Oh, yeah.
Once you're satisfied and you're not driving for more. And I haven't reached that point, so I know I'm not yet done. But, I want to make sure that I'm leaving a good reputation and a good following for other people to come through. You know, like Morgan McCullough and those, you know, Matt Weiniger and all those guys that are young and they're starting to come into their own as athletes and as people. You know, I want them to be able to say, like, well, I trained with Jacob Wyatt. This is how he did it.
Yeah.
And I really respect him, and I learned a lot from him, and I want to follow in that footsteps. I'm not telling them to necessarily do exactly like I did, do exactly like I am, but
do better than you, if not. That's what
I
their
want
goal
them
is.
exactly. I want them to, you know, surpass me. I told Matt Weiniger he jerked 140 kilos off the blocks, and I remember his first 90 kilo jerk.
Dude.
It was years ago, and he said, well, what did you hit today? And I told him, I was like 160, 166 or something like that. And he's like, oh man, I hit 140. And I was like, well, you know, you hit 93 and I was jerking 140. So you were way far off now. You're not very far off. I was like, you know, it won't be long.
Yeah.
You'll catch me. It won't be long. And he's like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm like, well, I do. And it's cool. You know, I'm okay with it. It's not, you know, this is not a, you know, who can do the most for me. It's more, I want to see you succeed. That's why this team means so much to me. It's because I get to come in here every day, and no matter who's having a bad day, who's had a bad time, or what's going on outside of this gym, once you come in here, it's family. It's a group of people coming together for a common goal.
For real.
And so that's, you know, that's where the unity comes in, and that's what you want to be a part of. So that's where I want it to go. We'll see though. I'd really like to make another, you know, I'd like to make a couple teams.
Did you make University Worlds?
No, I was very
like
close. Yeah, I was very close. I didn't make it.
Did you make Junior Worlds? What did you not make a world team yet?
I've never made a team.
That seems. Oh, I'm so surprised. You seem like you've had a good reputation, good history.
No, I haven't.
Just not the right times.
I've been very, very close a few times.
Yeah.
And I've lifted in a few trial sessions. I lifted in the Arnold Pan Am trial session.
Dude, that's so cool.
I did a couple of other things. But no, I have not had the opportunity yet. I ran in the 2012 Junior Olympics for track and field. So
dude, that really?
I did.
How'd that go?
It was a lot of fast guys.
Were you 100 meter, you said?
100 meter, 200 meter.
Okay. Which is your favorite?
100 meter was short.
So you done.
100 meter because it's short and it's sweet. There's a 60 in college, and I was really into that, so that's what I did.
Okay.
It was a fun time.
Dude, I'm gonna have to scratch on that next time we talk, and it better not be last one. But you talk about doing seminars.
Yep.
You've actually you recently did one, or like a few months ago did one.
I've done a lot, man.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of clinics. They're all so fun, man. I've done multiple in Florida, multiple in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. I've flown out to Colorado. I've flown out to Texas.
Where'd you go in
Illinois.
Colorado, by the way?
Colorado, I did a clinic at CrossFit South Denver.
Okay.
I did a CrossFit South Denver seminar out there. And I've actually done two. I did one with John North in CrossFit South Denver, and then I went back about 6 months later and I did one solo with them.
Dude.
And then I was trying to get one set up and it didn't go through. But there was another one that I was supposed to do in Fort Collins, maybe, I think.
Yeah.
But I went to Illinois. I did one at Bucktown CrossFit in Chicago. Shout out to my boys over at Bucktown CrossFit. North Carolina, you know, lots of places north, you know, New York and a couple other places. But yeah, man, I'm always looking to go and meet new people. I think that's my favorite part of the clinics, is just learning about people and like where they come from and what they're doing and how they're training and where they're training, you know, and it's just cool to be able to even give a little bit of input to someone who, you know, puts that kind of trust in you. For someone to pay money to come and see you in your seminar and learn from you, that's such a huge respect thing towards me.
Yeah. It's the
the
biggest compliment ever.
It's such a compliment, man. And I love everyone that takes my clinics. I genuinely want them to succeed. I check in on them all the time. I really enjoy that aspect of being an athlete and being a quote unquote professional in a sport. It's just, you know, professionalism comes from knowledge and it comes from experience. And so, having that kind of experience to go around, and I learned how to do clinics from Travis Mash, John North, and Don McCauley.
Yeah.
So it's like
Great.
3 great ones, and then Glenn Penlay, who also puts on a really good one. So it's like the 4 that I grew up around all did clinics, and so I was like, man, this is really cool. I got to travel all the time and do all this, and I love traveling. And so it was a lot of fun. And so, yeah, I love putting on clinics, man. Love it.
If you find yourself I'll be actually moving to Colorado in August. So if you need a place to stay, we have an extra bedroom.
There
so
you
hit me
go,
up, dude.
man.
I'd love to,
Solid.
We'd love to have you over there.
Solid.
And let's see. Man, I lost my train of thought. I had something I was going to ask you. But, sponsors. Like, do you have any sponsors besides, like, MASH Elite? Like, that's the big one that we're going to make sure gets out there.
Actually, at this point, I don't. I was with Virus. I'm no longer with them.
Are they still around? I haven't heard much from them.
Yeah, they are, man. They're
doing
blown
good?
up. Yeah.
Okay, good.
They have blown up. Not really. Harbinger is huge for MASH's team. BiPro, Protein.
It's with Harbinger.
Harbinger it's like a fitness, they're into all sorts of aspects of fitness, but they provided us with our belts, wrist wraps, all kinds of good stuff.
Actually, I do think I have a pair of Harbinger wrist wraps.
The belt I use is a Harbinger, and I love it.
They're a local company?
No, they're a national company. They might be international. I think they're international.
Okay, word.
Yeah, they're huge, man. And then Intech Strength, big sponsor for MASH's team. They brought plates, and they're always looking to hook us up with bars and plates and equipment, and it's just super nice of them to be able to do that. Athlete PS, Nike Weightlifting. Shout out to Nike Weightlifting for literally being the coolest people on the planet, and always having our back as far as singlets and shoes and socks and shirts, and God knows everything else, warm-ups and everything else that we could have possibly wanted.
They're also taking up the sport branding wise, like they're hitting it up.
Yeah, they are, man. Yeah. They are doing big things. And honestly, huge shout out to my boys over at Caffeine and Kilos.
Oh yeah, over Dan Lohr and
Danny Lear and my boy Dean.
Yep, right. Yeah, there you go.
They're killing the game, man. They are huge, man. That's so crazy. I remember I was with John North, and I was in Charlotte. It was years ago, and this dude came in, and he had like 4 or 5 little hats, and I was like, man, who is this guy? Like,
just another one of those.
I was like, oh, sweet, man, like free swag, like bring it on. Like, he gave me a hat, and I was like, oh man, I'll wear this while I'm in the gym and like shout it out and everything, but I really don't know if they'll go anywhere with it. Whatever. He's like, nah, man, this is gonna be big. Like, just if you can like back me up on this, John, like it'll be huge. And it was Charlie Zamora. And,
that's right.
And then I turn around, and
next thing you know, they're all over social media.
They're just massive, and they're all over the world. And
yes,
they have been so nice to me all the time, man. Anytime they're at a live event, they're always giving me stuff. And they never ask for anything in return, man. They've always had my back. They've always been super chill to me. So yeah, shout out to my boys at Caffeine and Kilos. I love those dudes. They do a great job. And then shout out to the MASH Mafia for letting me train and letting me kind of be the old man. It's a good time.
You're holding your own. Where would you like, and then I always like to ask, actually, I'm adding through a few new questions.
It's all good, man.
What's your favorite moment with weightlifting? Do you have a favorite moment with weightlifting?
It's got to be the Arnold, man.
That one, the
when
62?
I was able, when I put the bar down, that was the first time ever in any sport where I was able to say that was exactly how I wanted it to go.
Oh, even better than what you wanted.
I put the bar down, and when I put the bar down, man, it was just unreal. Like, I look out, and people are just standing up, and they're just fist pumping and going crazy, and like people are like whistling and like clapping their head off, and the announcers were standing up at the table, and like the judges were like super hyped up, and they were clapping, which they never do. And and I literally stood on stage for a minute and like just looked out at the audience. And it was the first time that I've ever in that moment just soaked it in.
Dude, yeah.
And that was probably my shining star moment. It was magical. And then I came off stage, and my coaches were right there, and I gave Travis a hug, and Don was right there, and he gave me a hug, and he was like, that was the best damn performance I have ever seen out of somebody. Like it was awesome, you know, and just the ability to be able to do that and live in that moment was just awesome. So I would say that would be my favorite moment ever in weightlifting for me. That would be it.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll say like that's all. I guess the goal now is just recreate that into a better moment somehow.
It was great, man. It gave me a whole new fire to lift, and I was, you know, coming up on my 26th birthday. I was starting to wear out pretty bad, and you know, it gave me a reason to be like, you know what, nah,
it pays off.
Let's come back. It's working. It's working.
You didn't have your "Are you not entertained" moment? The arms out. No.
I should have.
Yeah,
no.
that's when the mohawk should have came out. The mohawk should have came back.
No, man. I did like a double fist pump, and then I slapped the weights, and I walked off stage, and it was a good time. That's always one of my favorite meets, like I was saying, man. And that moment was just really cool.
Dude, I can't wait to see what you do this year, though, Arnold.
Oh, bro, one day at a time, man.
Yeah.
Let's see what we're gonna do.
We got AO first.
Let's see what we're gonna do in Miami first, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, the Arnold's a fun meet, man. Yes. Totally a good meet.
And since you've been in the sport for so long, and you have such a passion, and you really love everything about it, where would you like to see the sport go?
I love where it's going right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, just the amount of growth it's ridiculous.
It's stupid.
I remember going to Johnson City for the collegiate nationals, and there were like 300 lifters total or something.
That was like 5 years ago.
That was 2013. Yeah. And I went to the American Open in Reno.
Oh, so
there were
over
like
1,000
people or something.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous.
4 platforms going off.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yes.
Insane, man. And then I traveled and helped coach at the junior nationals in Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. It was huge. There were just people everywhere. And it just blew my mind because I was like, man, I haven't even been in for as long as some people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you can ask Tom. Tom has been in for years. He was like 8 or 9 when he started. And he's like, man, there's so many people here. He's like, I don't even know what to say.
It's so
like,
weird.
There's so much going on. And the fact that, like, you know, it's kind of coming to an all of where, like, the meets are being so, there's, you know, shout out to Phil Andrews and his crew for
I'm excited what he does.
Killing the game right now.
Yes.
The meets have grown so much. At 2013 Collegiate Nationals, there was one platform. The platform was just plywood. It sat on the floor.
Oh.
And, like, there was, like, bleachers, and, like, it was really kind of low-key and kind of not fancy at all.
Yeah.
And now I was looking at the trials in 2016, and they had like
it
lights going off, and, you know, ABC and NBC were like there filming, and the audience, they were like showing lights over the audience and like fireworks and shit going off. Man, it was awesome. And I was like, this is literally like a professional sporting event.
Yeah.
In a sport that I am a part of, and I'm like, this is just awesome. Like, I love where the sport's going. So I would really just kind of like to see it keep progressing, more people come in, and, you know, the ability for athletes to just, I want it to hold its own with, you know, the other big sports.
Yeah.
But, you know, for that to happen, it's going to take a leader like Phil is.
Yes.
To be able to push that and go with it.
I'm trying to figure out like where it's going or where we could take it, and I'm seeing like a mix between like the hype of MMA, but with like maybe the system and the system of like golf or something like that, or something like that.
That's not a bad example, man. I like that.
So I'm trying to figure out, or like, and I don't know, so many ideas, and so
I love it, man.
Yeah,
I love it. I really do. I think it's super cool, and I love where it's headed.
It's made you into a pretty awesome person.
I love it, man.
Wonderful storyteller today.
Well,
so, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm never one to not exaggerate and not be able to tell a story. So,
okay, the fish probably gets bigger every time.
Way bigger, yeah.
That's
I caught a minnow, but it was a blue whale.
Yes.
You know,
and that's ultimately what I want. I want people like the story that you told about the Arnold. I wish that could be heard by as many people as possible. And I can't wait for people to hear this one.
I'm excited about it, man.
Dude.
I'm really happy you had me on.
Awesome. So thanks so much, Jacob. Appreciate it.
Of course, dude.
All right, y'all. Thank you again so much for listening to the latest episode with Jacob Wyatt. Again, I can love your support, and get ready for the next episodes falling out next week. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Peace.